Welcome back to another episode of Collecting on a Budget, the show where I show you some really cool collectibles that you can collect and not break the bank. I'm Calvin, aka Statue Fanatic. So let's get started. What you have here is Lady Deadpool. This is a figure in DC's Premier Collection line. It is an ongoing line that has been going on for quite some time now. I mean, several years back, and they continue to add to this line. This is distributed by Diamond Select. I have the box here, and on the box it has a really cool picture of Lady Deadpool, and on the back of it, it has a little bio about her and who sculpted it. Interestingly enough, about the some things about the sculptor is Alejandro Pierra, and I hope I pronounced that correctly. But this particular sculptor is pretty renowned in the statue community. He has sculpted some statues that many people regard as grails. For example, he's also the sculptor of XM's Venom, along with a number of other really high profile pieces. So he is an amazing sculptor, and one of the reasons I bring that up is because I keep saying that a lot of the statues that we collect on the premium side, in terms of larger scale, quarter scale statues, those sculptors are some of the same sculptors that sculpt some of these smaller scale statues, and their work is no less impressive than on the larger scale figures. And also in the box it comes with this letter of authenticity. This says that this is 217 of 3,000, and typically that's the edition size for most of the Premier Collection statues that are put out. Now, we'll take a look once around here, and I'll just give a once around so you can kind of see how she looks. And I'll tell you right off the bat, I like the statue a lot. I think it's a really good sculpt of her. I think Alejandro did a very, very good job with the sculpt. Although I'm not an artist, I wouldn't, I'm not a professional artist to critique someone's work. I'm just telling you what I like. And as far as this is concerned, I think the sculpt is amazing. I think her body looks just absolutely stunning in terms of the sculpt, her pose, all of that. And we'll just start a little bit we'll just go over the entire figure here. We'll start with a portrait here. And as far as a portrait is concerned, as you can see, she looks really awesome. She's got her head kind of turned to the right over her right shoulder. In this, what next type look on her face. She's holding this teddy bear here in her hand, and then in the left hand she's got a katana, and then on the back you can see where the katana is taken out of the sheath, and then there's the other katana on her back. Her utility belt with all the ammunition, all sculpted really well. And then as you see, her body suit itself has a lot of texture and detail in the body, in the suit, which is really cool. And then down here around her leg, you can see these leg bands that she has on, all the way down to the boots that she's wearing. And what's really cool, what's sculpted on the base is quite a few things. You have this pizza box with a knife inside of it, a Coke can on both sides of it. I'm calling it a Coke can, but it actually says something on it. What does it say? I can't make it out right now. But slice of pizza, gun right there, tennis shoes, her Daisy Duke shorts right there. It just looks really cool as you look around it. Her hair sculpted really well. All of the packets on her back all sculpted very, very nicely, as you can see from some of the images that are popping up on the screen right now. The texturing in the costume, there's some really cool detail in this teddy bear there. You can see that looks pretty cool with her holding it. So as far as the entire sculpt and design of this, I'm really happy with it. I like it. I think it's done well. The pose is really nice. Is what I guess many of us call a museum pose. She's not in any action pose. Look like she's already, tore up a bunch of shit. But there is a drawback to this statue that is one that I can't overlook. Typically on a smaller scale statue, there are some things that are forgiving, but on this one I think there's so many of them until I'm not happy with that part of it, and that is the paint application on it. From head to toe, there are just mistakes all over it. If I just look at where she's holding the teddy bear, there's a ton of red paint on the teddy bear that's over painted. The same thing with all of the utility, the pouches here. The brown is all over the black, the red's all over the belt. It just goes on and on all over the statue. And so that part of it, I'm not very happy with it, because I know that this can be done better. I've seen multiple statues of this size that are done really well. As you look here, even the line work around the mask, not done very well. Her armband here, dang, she's got some guns. Her armband here, there's paint, and there's a huge swat of red paint over the black band there. It just goes all around the statue. And then here where they tried to paint the brown leather straps, all the brown paints all over her black costume. And it is not something that you can kind of like just overlook. You can actually see it. It's not, it's obvious even at just a comfortable distance. And if you do anything to look closely, you'll see it. And as far as the pictures that I'm showing right now, you should be able to see quite clearly some of the things that I'm talking about. Now, is it worth getting? Absolutely, I think it's worth getting, because I think this is one of those things where I don't think every statue is probably like this, but this one is. I think it is so bad in terms of the paint application that it's worth sending it back to try and get a better version of it. And I think my JR, he got this as well, and I think his probably didn't look like this because he was like really, really happy with everything about it. So his probably didn't come out like this. But the sculpt, banging, love it. The design, all of that, Alejandro, sculpt is fantastic. Paint job, below subpar. And I tell you guys, that pretty much concludes my collecting on a budget review of Marvel's Lady Death Premier Collection statue, full resin statue. Picked this up from Big Bad Toy Stores, and it is still available now, and this is not sponsored by Big Bad Toy Store, by the way. Anyway, until next time, keep it marvelous.